Robert Troch of Younger Than Last Year. And if you're like a lot of people during lockdown, you might have eaten too much. Put on some weight, lost some sleep, felt depressed. Well, now we're starting to emerge from lockdown. And I want to help you make a turnaround from all that stuff. How are we going to do that? Well, here in the fitness studio, we've created live video episodes to help you make that turnaround so you can feel energized and healthy again. Every episode will have some exercises in it to get your blood flowing so you feel good, but also cover lots of tips and advice on all the 7 foundations of Younger Than Last Year. Please join us on Facebook every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to start developing a fitness plan to emerge from lockdown, you can sign up for a free one-on-one session at our website, email me, or give me a call. Be well. Talk to you soon. And hey, what did you think of that guy in the video, huh? It's Thursday night, emerging from lockdown. We're going to get right into the 5 Tibetans. The 5 Tibetans, exercises, movements designed to build your energy up and keep you younger if you do them every day. So the first one, just follow along. Some of these will seem weird. Get up and try them. I'll give you 5 seconds to get up. You don't need much space. First one is standing. Here we go. We're going to just turn counterclockwise. You see my feet here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. So all you do is just spin, turn. See, I do it by just moving my feet like this. You can pump your arms a little. A word to the wise. Find spots around the room to focus your eyes on as you turn. It will help slow down the dizziness. If you start getting dizzy after 5 of these, stop. Keep your eye on one point. Do not waver, breathe, and keep staring at that one little point until the dizziness dissipates. You'll say, what's the point of just getting dizzy? Well, there's more to it than that. And here we go. That's the last one. Okay, so I got some dizziness here. I'm looking at one spot, waiting for the dizziness to calm down. And we'll go to Tibetan number 2. That was number 1. You can do those every morning. I do 21 times each morning with that. Just feel a little bit more, energized during the day when I do that, as opposed to when I don't do it. Next one is a head and leg raise, like so. The main thing with this is your low back must stay tight against the ground. Lift your head and your legs. If you can't do it with straight legs, do it with bent knees like this. But you must keep your low back against the floor, especially as you lower your legs. So I'm talking, I need to be paying attention. Lift your head and your legs, lower your legs, lower your head. Head, legs, legs, head. If it bothers your head too much, you can keep your head down and just lift your legs. Don't kick them. Don't go to full. When they start getting worked too hard, put your feet down and breathe. The idea is not to go to hard exercise with these. It's to move the energy around. So you build up with these, right? But when you build up to them, all the 5 I'm going to show you do 21 of each. You might not be able to do 21 at first. That's fine. I'm showing you these, and they do have a point. All right. So that's the head and leg raise. Third one. I forget what this one's called. The third rite of Tibetan, 5 Tibetans, Tibetan yoga. Here we go. Put your hands on the backs of your thighs. Take your head back. Inhale. Lift your chest. So we're kind of almost arching in our upper back. Try not to just arch and damage your low back here. Just look up, breathe in, fresh air. Bring your chin down right above your ribs. Inhale, look up, press your hands in your thighs, expand the chest, and down. Again, look up. My eyes are looking up at my eyebrows. Look down, my eyes are looking at my nose. Eyes, head, breath, upper back. Let's do 3 more. Again, you work up to where you do 21 of these. It may take a month to work up to that. It may take less. It may take more. The idea is to finish these 5 Tibetans feeling invigorated, energized, feeling great, not exhausted. And good, we do enough things that exhaust us during the day. So stressed out all the time. Here we go, Tibetan number 4. It's also known in some circles as a tabletop. Start here with your hands alongside your hips. Lift your hips in the air. You may only be able to get this high. Eventually, maybe you can get up high. This is the reason why it's called the tabletop, because you make a tabletop like this. This is like flat like a table. Then take your hips back down. Rest there, then again. One of the limiting things on this will be shoulder problems. So you may only be able to get to here, right? But do try to push your heels in the floor. You want to feel these muscles back here help to lift you. When you get to the top in the table, squeeze all the muscles in your body for a second and then come back down. And good. That's the tabletop. And Tibetan number 5. This is basically, if you know yoga, up, down, up, dog, down, dog. So start here. Press your heels back to the floor, nice straight back. I come over my hands, then drop my hips with control. Squeeze the butt, look up, and squeeze back up with my abs. So like this. I inhale here and exhale here. Again, 21 of these you would eventually work up to. You have to do it 21 right off the bat on day 1. And 2 more. It's one of my favorites. Just feels so good. And good. Nice. Let me tip the camera back up a little bit. So those are the 5 Tibetans. Now, I want to talk a little bit about mindset and why I showed you the 5. First of all, why I showed you the 5 Tibetans. It's something that if you decided to understand, would these help me? It would require you to do them every single day. Let's say the morning's a great time to do them, by the way. You get it down to where you can do them in 7-8 minutes. You can run through the whole thing eventually. When you're first learning them, it might take over 10 minutes or more. Okay? But again, you start where you can do. Do not go to exhaustion. Just they're there to build energy up, not to deplete you. Right? Younger than last year is not about depleting energy. It's about keeping the energy in, innervation. Very good energy, right? Now, the 5 Tibetans are also something that you wouldn't think of as traditional exercise. Look, we're emerging from lockdown, right? You might have, as you just saw in that video, you might have eaten too much. You might have put on weight. You might have lost sleep. You might have been so inactive, you've been so many hours in the chair that your tailbone started hurting, either on the computer or streaming. You might have gotten depressed, felt more anxiety, isolation, drank a lot more, took a lot of illicit substances, maybe that you haven't done in years. Supposedly divorce rates went up. Supposedly, I don't know if there's more pregnancies, maybe. Saw about 3 pregnant women walking around today in my neighborhood, so maybe. All this stuff, we're emerging from lockdown. So you might want to say, oh man, I got to get started. I got to find something to do. I got to exercise. I got to do this. I got to do that. Hold your horses a little bit there, bucko. Let's rethink this a little bit. One of my favorite sayings is the world is your gym. And when I say gym, I don't even mean exercise, even though that's a big part of it. I mean gym for your mind, for your body, for your breathing, for all that stuff. And it can be done almost anytime, anywhere. For instance, you're coming out of lockdown. It's all about moving. You don't need to get right into some intense exercise program to get results. Depending on what your results you want them to be, obviously. There's different programs to give you different results, but it's very, I don't know if you ever stop to think about this, it's very odd how artificial exercise is as far as moving, and how it's just isolated to this one little part of the day, while all the rest of the day is not really about that at all, and you're just moving, or you're not remembering all the principles that you learned in the exercise session. Maybe you've exercised 40 minutes, let's say, and you're just counting on that to get you through. But if you're sitting for hours and hours a day and only exercising 4 times a week for 40 minutes, you might as well just fold your tent and go home, because it's really not going to do too much. I mean, yes, you might develop some muscle if you do it right, for sure. But as you get older, that's going to be harder. As you get older, a lot of these things are going to be harder. When you get on the other side of 50 and 60, I'm 61, that stuff gets harder. You got to hold on to what you got, basically. So, I'll give you an example. Today, or yesterday, I had to go to the dentist. That's why I got this fake tooth in here. Why I have this lisp. I'm having an implant put in, so I wear this fake one. And it's about 5 blocks from here. So instead of walking, I just did what we call some systema running. I do this often. I had to run right before the show to go get a toilet flapper for the toilet here. I noticed that it had torn out and wasn't working, and it was going to be running on and off all night. So I wanted to get to the hardware store before I did this show, so I wouldn't waste all that water or have to shut the toilet off tonight. So I did the same thing. So let's do a little of that. You can do this anytime, anywhere. Let's say you're way out in the suburbs. You like to go to a Walmart or some big shopping center or store, because now they're open, right? We're emerging from lockdown. Take your car, put it farthest away from the store entrance. Now, you can walk, but if you got the right shoes and you know how to do this, you could just systema run. It's not a hard run. I want you to think of it like this, like a stomp in the floor, stomp loud, boom, 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 stomp. Now, soften the stomp, make it real soft. Then just keep your knees soft and keep that stomp kind of pattern in your feet. Look straight ahead, keep your arms loose, and breathe. So I'm in place, but you don't have to go fast with these. You can go as fast as however you feel that day, really. Okay? Try this. You can go forwards, backwards. If you're in the park, if you walk to work or something and you're dressed for it, you can jog like that through the park. It's all about movement. It's not about the workout, right? One more thing about perception. And that's what I like to call form follows function. So I showed you the 5 Tibetans because they are designed to get your energy up. Energy up so you're looser, so you can move better. So you have energy available to actually exercise specifically if you want. Let's say you want to put muscle on or something, or you want to lose fat. There's a lot of different ways to do that. It's not just exercise. It's a combination of a lot of things for many of us, right? But look at the perception. Maybe you've seen these before. I got these old dirty things that I dug out of a box. I want you to see the difference between something. This here, this yellow, disgusting mess, it probably doesn't show up in detail too much on the camera. Oh, there it does, maybe. This is a model of a pound of fat. There'd be a pound of fat in your body, let's say. If we just were to take it out and lump it together like this, it might look like this. Now, at the same time, this is a pound of muscle. Let's say maybe it's a bicep muscle. That's kind of a small bicep. Maybe a tricep. How about that? Look at the difference between the two. They both weigh a pound, but look at the different shapes of them. Right? Pretty astounding if you haven't seen that before. So look, Look at it this way. Form follows function. Simply means that a lot of programs and people coming out of lockdown want to go for the form right away. I'm going to go on a crash diet. I'm going to lift all this heavy weight. I'm going to do this and that. And then they start banging on their joints. They weren't ready for it, or they're crashed. They're starving themselves too much that their blood sugar constantly crashes every day. They're working against themselves maybe. Whereas something like the 5 Tibetans puts you in a place where you can keep the function going and build the function up more and more and more throughout your day. And as you do that, the form, that's your body, follows the function. It doesn't work the other way though. If you try to just make the form and then get your body to function better, that never works. Known plenty of weightlifters who've worked on the form, right? And their function, their movement, was like old men sometimes, especially as they got older in biological years. So I just wanted to put some ideas in your head to think a little differently. And you can certainly, I can help you think a little differently. You can join in with all the other Younger Than Last Year participants to do the same in our online classes. You can go to the website, youngerthanlastyear.net. You can sign up for a free one-on-one just assessment session with me. I talk over what you want and see if Younger Than Last Year is for you. All it costs you is time. It lasts 30 minutes to an hour. There it is right there. Emerging from Lockdown with Robert Troch, youngerthanlastyear.net. So you can contact me, go to the website, and let's take it from there. And I'm going to wrap up now because the 15 minutes are already passed. So let's you and I do one thing each day. Remember the models to be younger than we were last year. Here, let's try this. I'll see you next week. There we go. Oh my goodness, the biceps getting smaller on me too. Look at that. I used to be bigger than that. Hey, this is Robert Troch of Younger Than Last Year. And if you're like a lot of people during lockdown, you might have eaten too much. You put on some weight, lost some sleep, felt depressed. Well, now we're starting to emerge from lockdown. And I want to help you make a turnaround from all that stuff. How are we going to do that? Well, here in the fitness studio, we've created live video episodes to help you make that turnaround so you can feel energized and healthy again. Every episode will have some exercises in it to get your blood flowing so you feel good, but also cover lots of tips and advice on all the 7 foundations of Younger Than Last Year. Please join us on Facebook every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to start developing a fitness plan to emerge from lockdown, you can sign up for a free one-on-one session at our website, email me, or give me a call. Be well. Talk to you soon. Hey, this